My name is JOKE SILVA. I'm an actress and co-founder of the Nollywood group of companies, which comprises of Nollywood Productions, Nollywood Distribution, and Nollywood Academy of Dramatic Arts. As I said earlier, I'm the co-founder alongside my husband, Jokes. It was something that my husband and myself discussed even before we got married. And we know that in our profession, it's all about branding. And I came into the profession as JOKE SILVA. I created a brand, JOKE SILVA. And so JOKE SILVA, even when the package changes every so often, it's still JOKE SILVA. Just like you will not change only simply because you change the packaging, or simply because the company that produces only changes only is only. It's God's grace. God's grace in the sense that, one, to come into the profession in the first place, I asked the Lord if it was where He wanted me to be, and there was a definite yes. And then over the years, as my walk with the Lord has improved, the more I have seen His hand, His finger on my work, and I know that a lot of the work that I do has been all by the grace of God. The attention that I get is by God's grace, and also the fact that the public have been very loyal, and I'm very appreciative of that. Well, I do appreciate the fact that a lot of younger people within and outside of the industry have put one on that kind of pedestal. I appreciate it, and I see it as a huge responsibility. And by God's wonderful grace, He has been able to, like I said, give one the grace to fulfill that calling. It's almost like a calling that the public has put on one. And by God's wonderful grace, one has been able to fulfill that. Yes. I always find that a very interesting phrase, because the Nigerian film industry has been in existence since, I would imagine, about the 40s, if not earlier. And what I find is that the industry goes through cycles. It evolves, and it evolves in cycles of energy. And so, I mean, we cannot, if I've been working for over 33 years, how can I have been working before there was an industry? So, and you have people like Tunde Quilani who've been in it for over 40 years, so what it is that there are just cycles of energy, and there has been a cycle of energy that, around the time of, when you had the boom days, the Baba Salas, the Halilu Akilus, the Edu Gomas. I mean, Edu Goma is still very much with us, the Adi Loves, all these people, they were all filmmakers. And there was a lot of energy around the time when they were working. Yes, they were working with different kinds of equipment, but that doesn't mean that they were not doing film. They were not doing motion picture. They were not making movies. They were. So it was a cycle that ran its course, and then another cycle came in. Right now, we're even in another cycle. So I hope that kind of explains how I see our industry. Oh, I believe there has been an immense improvement. Ibn Abor has really gone all out to put a lot of structures in place. I appreciate her vision. She came in with a vision, and I think that's what you will expect of any leader. All leaders a leader comes in with a vision, has a direction in which they want an industry, a company, whatever, have a vision for it and then pursue it and try to take as many people along as possible. I'm a bit worried about our particular guilds, in the sense that there always seems to be no matter who is heading the industry, there seems to be a lot of attack on the leader, and I don't particularly think that is the way to grow any industry. That's the way to grow any company. I believe that if you have any grouse with the leadership of any organization, what people should do is get to the leader, speak to the leader, let them know what your concerns are, and have an intellectual conversation and see how everybody can pull together to steer the ship in the direction in which it should go. What I believe is that when you have a leadership, there should be a working together with that leadership to steer because no one knows it all. No one knows it all, and so every if we work together so that we can then steer the ship in the direction that we need it to go. Once Ibn Abbas' term is over, someone else will take over, and that other person too will have our support once that person has come in through the popular vote of members of the guild. And so that's my take on that. Well, for me, I think what we should focus on is that where do we need members of our guild to get to? Now, actors on the whole are very highly exploited in Nigeria, for now, and so that really should be what we are concentrating on. I really couldn't be bothered who is doing what. What is of concern to me is that the welfare of actors across board being taken care of. Whether you are a newbie, in the sense that you've just started in the industry, whether you are the veteran, is your interest being taken care of? I think for me that is the issue. That, and every age will bring up new challenges. So what are we in the leadership cadre doing to make sure that whatever challenges are thrown up at any point in time, how do we meet those challenges? How do we solve those challenges? I think for me that's what the issue is. The welfare of actors on any set, be it movie, be it television, whatever, the working hours of the working conditions of actors, it should be key. No actor should ever have to work more than, you hear of actors working for 20 hours at a stretch. That's insanity. And they do that and they go on to the next set and they're doing the same, they're doing the same number of hours. It's insanity. It is not right. Furthermore, having actors, being abused on set. I mean, for me, that is an abuse. That one is but there are other forms of abuses that go on set that one has heard about. There needs to be a place that actors can go to lodge their complaints, there needs to be some kind of sanctions on production companies that mete out such abuse. And I think that, especially creating a body that can enforce. It is the enforcement. I mean, there are sanctions, but the enforcement of the sanctions are not there. And so there needs to be an enforcement of those sanctions. This has been a rather interesting interview. I'm Joke Silva, and I really do look forward, and I think you will too, to seeing more of Nollywood television.